Hello and welcome. Stolen childhood, the Nazi kidnapping of Eastern European children. The Nazi regime sought to redefine German society through racial policies. One key aspect of this was the Lebensborn program, designed to increase the birth rate of so-called Aryan Germans deemed genetically pure. This initiative offered medical care and shelter to unmarried pregnant women in discreet facilities, ensuring they could give birth away from public scrutiny. However, whether a mother could keep her newborn depended on approval from the authorities. Many infants were instead placed with adoptive families to further the regime's goals. During World War II, the Nazis carried out one of the most chilling and lesser-known aspects of their racial policies: kidnapping children from occupied territories. Thousands of Polish, Russian, and other Eastern European children were taken from their families deemed racially valuable by Nazi ideology and forced to become part of the so-called Aryan race. But what happened to these children after the war? Many never returned home. From 1939 to 1945, the Nazis kidnapped an estimated 200,000 to 250,000 children from Poland and tens of thousands more from the Soviet Union. The operation was part of Heinrich Himmler's Lebensborn program, aimed at increasing Germany's Aryan population. Children with blonde hair and blue eyes were particularly targeted. They were sent to special facilities, given new German names, and indoctrinated to forget their past. Once taken, the children were placed in Lebensborn homes, where they were subjected to strict Germanization. They were beaten if they spoke their native language, forced to call their Nazi caretakers Mutti and Vati, and taught to believe that their true parents had abandoned them. Those who resisted were often sent to concentration camps or used in medical experiments. When the Third Reich collapsed in 1945, the fate of these children remained uncertain. Many were too young to remember their real names or origins. While some were identified and returned to their families, thousands remained in Germany. The post-war chaos made reunification difficult, and in many cases, German foster families refused to give them up. After the war, efforts were made to track down and repatriate kidnapped children, particularly by the Polish and Soviet governments. However, Western authorities were hesitant to hand them over, fearing they would be sent to Soviet orphanages or punished for being Germanized. As a result, many of these children remained in Germany, growing up believing they were truly German. Some only discovered their real identities decades later. In the years that followed, survivors of this horrific program began speaking out. Some struggled with the revelation that they were not German, but had been stolen from their true families. Others attempted to reconnect with their lost heritage, only to find that their biological parents had died in the war. The psychological scars remained for life. The story of the stolen children is a haunting reminder of the Nazis' racial policies and the long-lasting effects of war. Though decades have passed, many families are still searching for lost relatives. The tragedy of these children serves as a powerful lesson on the importance of history, justice, and remembrance. If you found this story important, consider subscribing to the channel for more historical content. Leave a comment below if you'd like to learn more about similar forgotten chapters of history.